Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Enjoy the Bounty of Planning with Tonisha Taylor. So I am here today with an unboxing of an order I placed with Cloth and Paper. And I am so excited about this. I actually did this order last week and it came super fast, you guys. I mean, like seriously, I think I placed the order Tuesday morning and it arrived Saturday morning. So I'm so excited. Even though I was actually away when it came, so I'm not recording this until a few days later after I was able to get everything from the post office. So I'm so excited about this. Look at the goodies. Look at the goodies. Oh my gosh. You know how we are. So, okay, so when I do my unboxings, I also do a little bit of a setup video, so I'm definitely gonna do that as well. So, a couple of items from the happy hour. So I ordered this palette number 7, which is the transparent page flags, circle page flags. Oh my gosh, these are so pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys, I thought that they would be beautiful the way that they're described on the website, but they're so gorgeous in person. Okay, looks like, so they always give us these little freebies. So this is the new way that they do their thank you card. And I just love this. If you get the Cloth and Paper sub box, these are all things that were actually in the sub box in the last maybe like 2 months. So maybe between the June and July sub boxes are these items. And so you just have your little thank you card, and then you have this little plastic vellum, or I guess it's not vellum, I guess it's plastic, card that just says aesthetic. I actually punched this and put it over the cardboard card, a calendar card in my calendar. And so I'll actually show you what that looks like. And then this is the August calendar card. I'm looking at it because I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but it looks like there's a line straight down the middle. And I'm wondering if that's supposed to be like, if this one's not frosted, it's actually clear, and that's supposed to be how we pull the stuff off. But I don't know. I'll play with that later. So the reason why I actually opened that is because these colors are absolutely beautiful, but I can't remember what they are or what they're called. And I want to make sure that I call them correctly. Okay, yes. So this is in the colors Sangria, which is like a purple kind of wine color, Demure, which is sort of a taupe color, and Porcelain, which is like an ivory kind of color. So these are so beautiful. Now, you guys know I like to use Sharpies for mine. That's what I use to write on my transparent page flags. There are lots of people who use lots of different other kinds of things, but I am a faculty member and an administrator. So when I write, I need the ink to dry. I don't need it to dry like a day and a half later. I don't have that kind of patience or that kind of time to be waiting for ink to dry. So just so you have an idea, look at that. Instantly dry if you use the Sharpies versus like you can use, and I actually do have some of the other pens that people use. You can use the Jelly Rolls. These, in my opinion, take the absolute longest to dry. Like I'm talking about hours, if not days, to dry completely. These are the Uniball Signos. They dry. They also take about an hour to 2 hours before the ink dries fully. Now, if you're gonna just have things like laid out and you have time for them to dry, go ahead and use these kinds of pens. If you are using your planner and you don't have time for all that, use a Sharpie. It's instantaneous and it's great. I use the ultra fine point because I use 0.5 or 0.3 for my ink pens, and I use a fine nib, fine nibs on my fountain pens. So this is similar in terms of that kind of what you're looking at in terms of, I don't know if that's going to focus on that. There we go. So in terms of like fine tip pen, right? But you can see, and I have a pretty small handwriting as well, so that also helps. So I can actually get a surprising amount of information on these little notes. But that's what we have in terms of color. They're absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, they are transparent. So just to have an idea of the transparency, that's what we're looking at on that porcelain color. This is the level of transparency we have on Demure. And then this is the level of transparency that we have on the Sangria. Okay. So pretty. So pretty. All right. So the other things that I ordered are actually for my pocket planner, which I use. It's kind of like my on-the-go kind of planner. It's the planner that just stays in my purse. I don't use it for anything else. Well, I mean, I use it for a wallet, but it stays in my purse. And it is, I use it to just write down if I need a calendar, if I have just to keep track of big things that are happening. And so I wanted to go ahead and get a what do you call these things? A page divider. Thank you. Oh my goodness, it was stuck in there. And now that I'm looking at this one, I don't think this is punched correctly for the way that mine is. But you know what? Let me put y'all on hold for a second. I'm gonna go get it and find out. Okay, so as I said, this is my little pocket planner. In here, I have the top tabs, monthly tabs. And then, like I said, I use it as my wallet. So I keep just my personal business cards back here. And then just my cards for my life. And actually, I guess this is punched correctly. So I usually take this out. So I only keep 6 months in here. And I just keep monthlies in here. I don't keep anything else in here. And so I just wanted to have just a page divider to be able to just quickly go to the month. Don't ask me why, because you would think that since there's top tabs for the month, it would be easy to get to. But sometimes it's not. Don't know why. I think it's probably just more psychological than anything, but there you go. All right, so here are the rest of the things that I purchased. So excited. So that's right. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so I'm so glad I waited. So I'm going to actually order my 2022 calendar because they have the type that I want. And I went ahead and I forgot that in this order, I had already ordered the 2022 overview in the half letter size. So my personal calendar that I just keep track of my house stuff and my personal life stuff and everything that happens in my home and in my life that doesn't have anything to do with work. I do all of that stuff in a half letter size planner now, which y'all, I'm totally in love with. I never really thought I would come out of the HP Classic size. This size is actually also the size when I used to bullet journal. This is the size my bullet journal was too. So I've always been like one more for just having more room. But now that I'm doing all of my personal stuff in the half letter, I absolutely stinking love this. Like, I love the way it looks. I love the way that I have it set up. Like, I have so much planner piece in this planner. It's crazy. So I purchased the overview for 2022 already. And so this is how it looks. It looks the same as last year, it looks like. Let's actually take a look. So last year, it looks like this one's just more decorative. But last year, the overview, yeah, it's the exact same. So it's quarter setup. So you have a place to put task lists with your little circles and then a place to put notes. And then you have your quarter. It looks like the difference is that these lines aren't numbered like they were in 21. So as you can see here. So this is the 21 overview. It's numbered. On the 22 overview, it isn't. But over here, this part is exactly the same. So you have your circles, so you can do kind of like your bullet journaling, and then just straight notes. Okay. And then these stickers are from a digital download I did from a shop. I think it's called At Art Designs or At Art Digital. Something. I'll remember to tag it. I'll put it in the description. And then this is just a circle dot. I think this one is. This is from Cloth and Paper. I want to say the color is cotton, but I'll double check to make sure. So all the stickers in here are that. So originally this overview was part of the December 20, I believe it was the December 20 sub box, and it was punched for an A5 notebook, and I didn't like it. I was like, okay, maybe this will make me want to use A5. It did not. As you can see, the first quarter stayed blank. But at the beginning, or actually really at the end of the second quarter, I decided that I really wanted to use this. I was using it for some work things. I bought it in the classic HP classic size, and I was using it and I really enjoyed using it. And so I decided, instead of buying it for the half letter, I would just cut it, cut the punch out and just repunch it for the half letter, and then I'd be able to use it. And I'm perfectly happy that I did. It totally has worked out for me. So what I'm not really one to do a whole bunch of stuff way in advance when it comes to doing the overview. So I kind of do like a quarter in advance. So now that I'm looking at this, so probably sometime in the month of August, I'll fill out quarter 4. And then the reason why I went ahead and bought the 2022 one is because toward the end of the fourth quarter, I want to go ahead and get started on quarter 1 for 22. And so I really like this. Like I said, it's a quarter on 2 pages. So you have your whole quarter on your 2 pages. And then at the end, you should have some note. Yeah, you have some space to write out aspirations for the year. So this is 22 aspirations and then 2022 aspirations. And then this is 2022 accomplishments. And then you just have your final page that tells you what it is. Okay. And it's the same, basically. This one was set up the same way. So you have your aspirations, but it looks like this one, they just didn't label it. So you really could do your aspirations on both of these pages, and then your accomplishments on this page. So that's how that's set up. So I'm so excited about this because I was going to go ahead and get my half letter planner, go ahead and put the order for that in this week. And I was going to get the year overview, but now I don't have to because I already got it. So yay. And I think I was actually on Happy Hour last week too. And then these were the other thing that was on Happy Hour. These are also in porcelain. These are just your large 2.75 diameter sticky notes in the color porcelain, which I just absolutely love. And actually, now that I'm looking more closely at this is like a really light, not ivory, but more like a purpley kind of gray color. Super pretty. Love that. And then the last thing that I got from this order is a page marker for my half letter size planner, because my half letter planner, as I've mentioned in previous videos, is actually the spiral planner in A5 that we got a while back in one of the sub boxes, and I just cut it out of the spiral bound planner and then punched it for the half letter, because A5 and half letter aren't that far off in terms of measurements, but they're far off enough that now that I have put in for August, as you can, I don't know, I can hold it up here so you can see that better. So you can see June and July, but now you can't see August. So August, September, October, November, and December, those little sticker tabs are on here too. And the reason why you can't see them now is because I went ahead and added from the sub box that we got in July, which I have to post the video for, because I got my sub box kind of late. And so, but these were two of the inserts that were in that sub box, and I switched my sub box to a half letter size. So as you can see, a half letter size actually is a little bit wider and a little bit wider and a little bit taller than an A5 size. Now this A5 size paper is actually a little bit smaller than it normally would be anyway, because I cut the binding out of it when I cut it out of the spiral notebook. But now that I have these half letter dashboards, it's covering up my tabs. So I wanted to go ahead and get a top tab. I also decided, when I put in my order for my 22 calendar, I'm going to go ahead and get side tabs for the month, because I'm going to get this same layout, this sort of vertical weekly with the Monday start. I'm going to get this same layout again for 2022, because I just love this layout for personal. And then I'm going to get the daily, they call it, for my work planner. But I am so excited about this. So let me go ahead and since I took these out, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to put these on my little discs. I'm debating about whether or not I should switch these out. So these are just some old Happy Planner discs that I had from a Happy Notes notebook. And this is actually just where I keep all of the extra sheets of paper that are half yearly sheets of paper. And just to give you a little bit of perspective on my desk here, I'm going to take the camera out. I have just this little tray back here where I keep, this is a Happy Planner, an old cover for Classic, and then this is where I keep the extra Classic pages, and then this is where I keep the extra half letter pages, and I just keep this right in this little acrylic, oops, if we can get it to sit right. But right here in this little acrylic stand is just where I keep these. Oh, now I remember why I did that. So it actually goes, I was putting it in backwards. It actually goes in this way. That was a little bit of a struggle. But that's how that sits on my desk so that you have an idea. So this little, I put a link in the description, but I got this acrylic letter holder just from Amazon. And then, and that's where I keep like my sticky notes, the cards that come in the sub box, so that I can set up each month's calendar and everything. And then over here is where I keep just like my page flags, dots, other page flags, and then also notepads and sticky notes. And then, of course, because I'm always working from home, I also have this clear box that I keep, or this supposed to be a pen holder, but I use it for lipsticks. So that is kind of like a little mini desk setup. So since I actually didn't get anything for really to set up my planner, I got mostly just like supplies, really. I'm not really going to do the traditional setup. I'll set up the 2022 overview later in the year. So look for that as a future video. But for this unboxing, you just get to see a little sneak peek of what these products look like. And then as I'm doing different like plan with me's and other things, you'll get to see how I use these sticky notes and things in my planner. All right, so thank you so much for joining me on this video. Have a great day. Enjoy the bounty of your plans. Bye.